everybody. Today we have a couple guests that we're going to be learning about and having a little fun with. And so let's just get started. So I would like to welcome Lisa Weis. Welcome, Lisa. This is Lisa. And we also have
a couple guests.
Whoops,
that
that's
we're
me.
going-
Okay. Completely my fault. And then we also have Keyonna Baker. Hi, Keyonna. So we're gonna start with Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa, can you tell us a little something about yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for this time. Like Melody said, I'm Lisa Wise, and I just started Lisa Wise Designs this year. I started it because I have been a crafter for a really long time. Most of my adult life, I've been crafting. And I can kind of pinpoint that too because I know my very first scrapbook layout was about my infant daughter and her pacifier. I still have it, but it's pretty bad. It took me probably all day to make it. It's pretty hideous, but it's very special to me. So yeah, so I've been crafting probably 23 years or so ago, and then now I started doing some different things because of this little one here. She was born in December. She's a Christmas baby, so I'm a very young grandmother.
That's awesome. And I also want to hold on, let me get I click here. I want to show I opened this on a viewer mail one day. This came from Lisa. It's so cool. And she has these in her Etsy store. But you also have tutorials where she sells the tutorial in, it's a digital download, right?
I do. You can pick up this, which is just a PDF version where you can download it or you can print it. Whatever is your whatever you would like to do with that. And then you can use your stash if you would rather, use the papers that you already have in your ephemera, and you just craft along with me. And it's got your cutting guide, how to cut everything, and it's got full color pictures of what it should look like and how to put it together and the tags and everything.
Wow.
Or if you want to pick up the kit, it looks something like this. It's got all your chipboard and your cardstock, and of course your pattern paper, ephemera, and just there's always a bag full of goodies there. I Since I've been crafting a long time, I've been to lots of conventions, and I love a good class, and I love a good class kit. So I was thinking there was just not a whole lot of stuff on the market like that was affordable, that would come straight to your house, and you could craft along with the instructor and have exactly what they have. And it's really great for someone beginning, starting out, or someone that just wants to save money and make a cute, memory album.
And you have a coupon code for my viewers.
I do. Thank you. If you spend $10 or more in my shop, if you use the coupon code Melody, just one word, it can be all caps or not, doesn't matter. You'll save 10% through the end of this month, so through June 30th. And so I'll tell you a little bit about how I got here on this journey.
Yes.
I said that I started out a long time ago with my child. I taught Girl Scouts for 9 years. Of course, there's always so much crafting inside and outside that we would do there. And I did the traditional 12 by 12 scrapbooks for many, many years. I had tons of them throughout my house on bookshelves. And then I kind of started making smaller albums, and albums that just has like one theme to it. They're much more manageable. I think this is one of the things that has come out in the scrapbooking world in the last few years. So this is one of my next projects. This one starts Monday on my YouTube channel, and it's a recipe album. And you can pick up the kit for this too on my Etsy shop. So I looked at this one as I really wanted to document my family recipes, things that we would make at Christmas and Thanksgiving, especially things that was only our family. Most people might think that's just strange or different, and I really wanted to get those documented. So in the kit, you get these oversized cards. And so I gave some to my mother, my sister, and different people, and asked them to use their handwriting and write me out some of our family recipes. So that's what I'm using this one for, is to document those 10 or 20 things that I really want to pass down to my grandchild. I thought that was, really something that's needed.
Yes, that's really awesome. And I also want to ask, where are you from?
Oh, thank you. I'm from Central Alabama, Clanton to be exact. We moved here when my dad moved with the power company when I was 12, 13 years old. I lived in South Alabama until then. And my very first friend that I met in fifth, sixth grade was Amy, and you might know her as May May, May May Helm. She was Amy then to me, and we have been friends for a long time. She was in my wedding, and I did not keep the husband, but I continuously it was gonna work. Asked me if I wanted to teach scrapbooking at her convention, so I started teaching at MadeItCon. I did the one in Tennessee, and that's where I first met Melody. She came up and surprised May May, so that was really cool. And so we were all fangirling around Melody and learning about her that day. So that was my connection there. And I taught with May May on a cruise ship, and we have taught a lot in her classes, in her classrooms here in Clanton. So we're really looking forward to the next MadeItCon, which is in a month, and it's going to be virtual this year. And so, anyway, I'll be teaching 3 classes there.
That's awesome. Now, all of the links for Lisa and for Keyonna are in the description of this video. So they have their YouTubes. Lisa has an Etsy shop. They have Facebook groups, and anywhere you want to follow them is in the link of the description of this video. What else? Is there anything else you want to share with us, Lisa?
I have 3 kits right now up for sale at Etsy. You can pick up the kit. Like I said,
Oh, show the Christmas one.
And so this is the Christmas crate. It's a little more upscale. It's got the drawer pulls, and you get everything that you see here that you need to make it, except for your tools. You just need, a paper trimmer and some adhesive, and everything else is there. So it's got mini albums inside of it, so that you can make your own little flip book, and you can put 12 to 15 photos in one. And then since you already have the cutting guide, you can make more of these. You can put 4 or 5 into a crate. So I like making small albums, but I really wanted a way to display them on a bookcase to make them nice. So there's a country looking one and then a more upscale one with the Christmas. And they do mix and match. So if you made one in one theme and one in the other, they'll both go in each crate. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out to you too. So you have 2 different designs that you could put if you picked up the tutorial for that. And if you get the whole kit, this is already printed out for you. It's in the kit, so you won't have to worry about doing that piece of it. So thank you guys for listening.
And I also wanted to say, you don't need a Cricut machine or a die cutting machine for those at all. You don't use those for your kits. They just need a paper trimmer and the supplies.
Yes, you just need some adhesive and supplies, and their supply list is always at the top. Most of us paper crafters already have this, like inks. There's my Christmas one has a whole pack of stamps in it, so I show you what to do with your leftover papers from that project, how to use them to make cards. And so that's one of the things I have morphed into by watching May May's videos and being with her, is seeing how to use up everything I have in my stash. Once I make an album, what do I do with these leftovers? Because, we don't want to waste them. And if I put it all together and put it back on the shelf, what's the probability that I'm going to go back to that in years? So I like to try to use up as much as I can at the time. So cards is a really big way to do that.
And you include stamps with it too?
The Christmas one, yes, it does come with a whole stamp set on that one, because we will use that to make our own pattern paper and use up the leftovers we have here. So this is the stamp.
Awesome. And so that's something they have forever that they could keep reusing.
Yes, and I tried to do this very affordably. That's one thing that's, even if there are kits on the market, they're not, to me, very reasonable. These are $34.99 for these 3 kits that I have on there. Plus, you can get the 10% off with that coupon code and have all this product. If you would try to buy everything individually, you'd have so much product that's left over, and maybe you would use it later on, maybe not. So this way you don't have that problem.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And do we have any questions for Lisa in the chat? We will answer some questions, and then we're going to talk to Keyonna, and then we'll answer some questions again. I see a lot of people just saying they can't believe how talented you guys are. Where do you find these on the Etsy site? So there is a link. Let me grab the link and put it in the chat. So here's her Etsy shop. I'll put it in the chat here.
Okay. And the things I've got coming in the future, I've got 3 things in the works that I'm designing. I've got a Halloween mini that's coming. I've got a magical, which is, a Disney themed coming one. And then I'm going to make a little home decor piece that is made out of blocks. It says Merry Christmas, and on the back it says Happy Thanksgiving. So you can just kind of turn those around and you get everything there for that. My sister is quite the little woodworker, so she is making me some blocks I'm very excited about.
Awesome.
So Lisa, are your videos, do they kind of give like a step-by-step do it with me type of class on your channel?
They sure do. You can follow along with the cutting guide, and then it's probably 4 or 5 30-minute videos where we cut the paper together, score, put it all together. So not only can you do it by the cutting guide if you didn't want to watch the videos, if you think you need, extra help, watch those videos. Plus, it's just fun to scrapbook with somebody else. And I love to craft with someone else. And so after Made It Con, I'm going to be doing some live videos. I'm learning how to do that, for Made It Cons, to be doing some of those. So I'm very excited to start that process.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
That will be fun to connect with people, not just by emails.
Yep.
And Glenda says, just finding out about Lisa today. Love a good scrapbooker with a beautiful sense of style.
Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you guys for going over there and checking everything out.
And people are joining your YouTube and scrapbookers are here. Raise your hand, says Glenda.
I know, and I think it's a lost art. It was so big 20 years or so ago, but I'm not sure what happened. And maybe people got bored with the 12 by 12, traditional layouts. I don't see a lot of people who do those anymore. I'm very fortunate to have my mother and my sister that's very crafty, and so we get together or we travel and go places together.
We have a question. How far in advance do we need to order the kit? Like when they order it, how soon is it shipped?
Okay, I ship everything I've shipped so far has been within 24 hours. It specifically says, you have like 1 business day, so it gets out really quickly. I've got a lot of positive reviews so far.
Yes, I did see that this morning. I looked at your reviews and I'm like, they like shipped out like almost immediately for some of them, and they were great reviews.
Yeah, I'm an accountant by day, so I come home at night and use the other side of my brain and try to be creative and ship those out and get started, brainstorming. And I would love to hear suggestions of what people are interested in. Like I say, I've got 3 projects in the works, but I'd love to know that what resonates with people. What are they looking for?
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Lisa. Lisa's going to hang out with us as we talk with Keyonna. And if you have questions for both of them at the end, you can ask that too. So let's welcome Keyonna. Hi, Keyonna. Keyonna Baker. She has been on my channel for a while. I need to make you spotlight. There we go. What has when did you start crafting, and why did you start crafting? I know the answer, but just tell everybody else.
So yes, nobody knows the answer to this question, but I started crafting about 3 years ago. It's been Mother's Day was 3 years actually, and I initially began crafting because I lost my mom a little while before that, and I was really, really, really struggling with her death because it was very sudden. She just fell asleep and didn't wake up, and so that was not expected. And I am a therapist by trade. However, when you lose your mom, that's a different type of grief. And even though I knew everything to do, I couldn't do anything for myself. And so I was trying to find something. And, my husband was very encouraging. He's like my superhero and my biggest cheerleader. And so he was encouraging me to try to find a hobby. And before that, I didn't have a hobby. I was just reading books, going to work, and dealing with my family. Those were the things that I loved to do. And that was my life. And so he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, maybe I'll try crafting, you know, didn't really know what that entailed, but I was like, maybe I'll try crafting or something. And he was like, okay, so do that. And I was like, but I don't even know where to start. I've never done any crafting, don't know the first thing to do. And so that's when he told me about YouTube. And before May of 2017, I had never been on YouTube. I just thought it was another version of television, and I didn't watch television, so it didn't appeal to me. So I went on YouTube and I put in crafting. That's what I put in a search bar, and Melody showed up. You were the first person that I saw, and I clicked on your video, and I saw this awesome card you were making, and I was like, I want to make that. And he said, okay, well that's great. And so then you started talking about this Cricut thing, and I was like, well, I want a Cricut, and he was like, okay, let's get you one. He's like, what does it do? And I was like, I don't know. It makes these things that he's making, and I want to make one. And so we get a Cricut. And I literally would sit with your videos, and I would, at first I didn't know about the description box. So I would be pausing your videos and trying to read whatever you had on your desk or try to see what it was that you were saying, and then I would Google it, and then I would buy it, and then it would come, and then I'd make what you make. And that's how I started. That's how I started crafting. And then maybe closer to the end of the year, that year, I learned about stamps. Had never heard of stamps before. And so I have fallen in love with my Cricut and my stamps. And I have gone from having a little carrying tote to now, when we moved here, we're currently in upstate New York. When we moved here, he said, well, I need to be able to see you more because you're in the craft room a lot. And so he literally turned our dining room into my craft room. So I'm in the middle of the house so that he can feel like I'm here. But he still loves for me to craft all the time. Everyone in the house knows who Melody is. If they don't hear your voice after a couple of days, they're like, you still talking to Melody? And I'm like, yes, yes, Melody's not going anywhere. She's a permanent staple in the life, you know. And Kai, the baby girl, loves Melody, you know, and I think that everyone in my house attributes you to me finding happy again. So it's just like, hold on, as long as Melody's still here, all is good in the world. As long as mom is still in the craft room, all is good in the world.
That's
And
awesome.
so last year, I decided to try the YouTube thing because I love what you do. I love the happy, I love the sharing and the teaching. Teaching was my first love. I wanted to be a teacher, but then that didn't work out in college, so I ended up being a therapist. But I still love to teach. And so I tried it last year. I had some illnesses and some technology issues. And so I didn't do much last year, but then this year I decided to give it a try again. And it's been fun. It's been great. I've been loving doing the YouTube thing.
That's awesome. And you have been so busy. You're doing more than I'm doing on YouTube and sharing projects. You're just doing so much, and you have learned so much in such a small amount of time. It's nice to see Lisa, who has been crafting for 20 some years, and then you that, just started just a few years ago.
That's amazing that she's come, how far she's come in 3 years.
Yeah. She really has come really far. She also watches Maymay, because if you look up in the corner there, you can see some Maymay stamps.
Yeah, I have my Maymay stamps. She was my first set of stamps, and I still get my Maymay stamps every month, both of my clubs. I love Maymay, and you guys were the first two. And I think I learned about Maymay from your channel. But yeah, like those, they're like staples.
Yeah.
And what blessing that your husband is such a supporter of you. That's got to be.
Oh my, like he is absolutely amazing. Like I say I need something and he's just like, okay, well, let's figure out how to make that happen for you. I told him last year because my computer, I guess it wasn't running fast. He's like, well, ask Melody what kind of camera you need. And I talked to Melody, what kind of camera do you use? He's like, okay, let's get that. Okay, what specs do we need for a computer? And we get a computer, and it's just, he really, really is one of the, I couldn't ask for more. I swear I could not ask for more. He jokes because he's like, Amazon and these stamp companies are at my house more than I am. I swear there's a box here every single day. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, yes.
Guilty.
Like I love it, and it's become it really I don't even know what I used to do with my time now because every day my family knows at 8 o'clock after dinner is done and everybody's got all they need from mom goes to the craft room and 8 to about 10:30, that's my crafting time every day. And it at first I was wondering if I would get tired of it or if it would become boring, because sometimes you try new things and it seems like it's fun at first, but then you kind of pull away from it or lose interest. But every day it seems just as exciting as when I first started doing it.
I want to say something about that too. I used to do hair, and I was doing hair and videos at the same time until I could do this full time. And people that I worked with were really worried about me because I did hair for 25 years and I built up a clientele and I had a steady income. But I was quitting all that to do YouTube videos. And they're like, but what happens when you run out of ideas? I'm like, well, you can't run out of ideas. There's just so many things that you can do, and you learn new things and teach new things, and it doesn't run out.
Yes. So that's been the fun part because I will think of things and I'll be so excited to get home or to get up. Like for me to get up at 5:30 in the morning is like an act of Congress. Like it really is. However, if I'm doing something because I thought of a new crafting idea, like 5:30 is nothing for me. I'll get up and I'll do crafting before I even go into work. And I love how I can incorporate it into the work that I'm doing. So doing therapy, a lot of times when we're working with people and you talk about doing coping skills, they think that it's some magic, like they've got to know some magic formula. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. Like, let me show you. And now that I'm at a child care center, I do support for military families and the child care workers who work with military families. They have placed therapists in most of the centers just to kind of help decrease stress and things like that, help with different type of behaviors and things like that. I get to use my Cricut all the time. So even going to work is exciting. And I'm just like, this could not get any better. Like I get to craft when I'm at work, I get to craft when I'm at home, so it's so much fun. And I used to do a lot of vinyl and iron on, but now paper crafting has just taken over and all I want to do is make cards. All I want to do is make cards. And I make cards all the time on my channel.
I think it's fun to make cards and paper crafting because I feel like I'm building something, and I'm making something from nothing. I'm sure Lisa feels the same way. It's so fun to like build something and, like with Lisa making this, like
cards a few years ago because like I said, you can use up scraps, but also you can make a small work of art that's a manageable size and it's not so overwhelming and you can be finished with that one, move on to the next one without feeling overwhelmed or leave it undone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so, I think about things like, this is one of my favorites. I said I was going to mail this back to myself. So I made this. And you think about you're starting with just a piece of paper and you end up with something like that. And it's so much fun. I don't know. I look at it sometimes and I'm amazed at myself. Because I'm like, oh, I thought about that. And then I started doing things where I always add a little bit of vinyl to my card.
Yeah.
Because it's so fun. It's an extra thing. It's like it's my my little signature. And like you said, Noli, like there's always something to do. There's always a new idea. There's always something new to teach. There's always something to share.
Or a new thing to try on your card. Like, what's your favorite media to color? Are you using alcohol markers mostly, or?
So mostly I use alcohol markers, but recently I have got this itch for watercoloring. And so I'm like, oh, well, here we go.
It's
Yeah.
true. There's always something to learn and try and keep your
Yeah.
mind, active.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
And
it is therapy for sure.
it is definitely therapy. So there's always one medium. Like you can pick one thing out of your classroom, and before you know it, you've got an entire like project completed from this one single thing, and that's what I think I love the most about it. And being able to share. I think I've never done social media or any of those things really before, but being able to build a community of people who love the same thing, who are positive, who genuinely want to be happy, want to share, like that has been such a piece for me. And I think that overall is more so of what I enjoy more than anything else. Just that ability um, to connect with other people because naturally people always think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm naturally introverted and I know I'm a therapist and it's okay when I'm helping people because that's my thing. That's what I love to do. So it doesn't make me so uncomfortable. But just being around a lot of people is not a very comfortable thing for me. But doing it this way is awesome. And since we've been in the pandemic, I've been able to do some classes over Zoom, increasing the number of videos I've been able to do, doing a lot more sharing on the Facebook page, being able to do like giveaways and things like that. Those kind of things make me so happy that, there's nothing else. Um, it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful, wonderful thing.
And I think it's so special that your family notices a big difference in you
Yes.
and promotes you to craft. That's what a lot of husbands don't do that, or they don't want you to be busy, but they don't understand a happy wife is a happy life.
I
And
can say that all the
it
time.
is
My
so
husband
true.
says, if mom's not happy, no one is happy.
And
Make mom happy.
crafting is really a form of therapy. It releases endorphins that actually make you happy. It's a scientific fact.
I used to do groups. And when I first got there, they have like those traditional talk groups. And I was like, no, I want to do more hands on. I want to do something that someone can look at, something. And I noticed that when you're giving things to people, you have someone in mind when you're making something, that in and of itself makes you happy. And they were wondering, like, my groups would start overflowing. Everybody wanted to be in that group, but it was not just about, I don't want you to rehash your trauma. I don't want you to tell me about the things that have been going bad. I want you to do something that when you walk out, you feel a little bit better, like you're a little happier. And it was very successful. And so, my husband and I, being a therapist, my ultimate goal is once we retire or once he retires, is to actually have a brick and mortar building. And that's what I want my practice to center around because it's been life changing for me. It's not just something that I learned out of a book and now I can talk you through it. This is something that I can say is tried and true. And I think that is very beneficial for lots of people. And there's so many different like arenas in the crafting area. It doesn't have to be one thing. You can love all types of things and get something out of it. Mm-hmm. And so I love it. I love it.
And you're talking about being an introvert. I am too. And you know that, Keyonna, from when you met me, her family went to Disney World, and on their way back, they stopped and we all went to a restaurant in the Villages and ate lunch together. And I was really quiet, wasn't I?
Yes, and I can tell. And I know that people probably don't think that because you do videos and you're so bubbly when you're in your videos, but it's different when you're talking about something that you love. It just comes out of you and it's so natural. You don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Ronald, I am in northern New York. My husband is military, and we are currently stationed about 30 miles from the Canadian border. So I'm way, 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 way up north. And I think you had asked another question, Ronald, but I think I missed it.
Well, I have the chat on a certain question because I haven't seen any new ones because I wanted to say this one. Jolene Smallwood says, because of Melody's site, Keyonna and I have built a friendship through our crafting that is amazing. Thank you, Melody Lane.
Yeah.
So I love to see people, meet each other and form friendships. I've seen that with a lot of different friendships from the people on my channel. And I'm sure there's people, Keyonna, that are making friendships through you also.
I really hope so, because I will tell you, with Jolene, like, of course, like I said, it's just about helping people. And she had posted something, and it was like the February after I started crafting. And she commented on one of my posts, but then she said, but I could never do that. And I was like, no. Yes, you can. Like, so what do you need? So I always give people the ability to PM me, because I will help anyone. And to me, it's just being able to do kind of what you did for me. Like, if I know it, yes, I'm going to help you. And so I sent her the file for this particular thing, and I waited about a week or so, and I hadn't seen anything. And so I called her out on your page, and I said, Jolene, I'm still waiting to see this picture of this file that I sent you. And she just was like, oh, wow, just call me out. Yeah. So I want to see it. Like, where is it? What's going on? And like, literally, we got on to a Zoom, and I think we did it together. And then she posted it, and we have Zoomed every single night since then. Since February 2018, Jolene and I Zoom together every night.
That's awesome.
Every night. So I do want to tell you guys, because I, know Lee's Group is my first group. I love you guys so much. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that on my channel tomorrow, I will be doing a giveaway for a $100 gift card.
Awesome.
So make sure you guys watch out.
That's pretty
Because
cool.
it's only going to be for 24 hours. Oh, and then Nancy. Nancy's another one that I met from your group, and she's a rebel rouser, so I have to put her in the box a couple of times. But for the most part, we love Nancy too. But that's one of the things that I enjoy doing. I love Zooming with people, doing classes. I love being able to help people, and I'm hoping to do more classes. I know that the pandemic is what probably started a lot of this, but I don't want to end it. I want to continue to do it. So lots and lots of Zoom classes coming in the future.
Yeah, you never know how this little thing that we like to do called crafting could change somebody else's life from those connections we've made. And I have met some really sweet people through this, because we're never too old to make friends. It's more difficult to make connections at this age. When you get out of the high school and college years, it's more difficult. But this thing really brings people together.
It really does. It really does.
That's awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Keyonna? Ronald says, I love the passion and humor. Great combination. Or questions for Lisa also. And I have shared both of their channels in the chat. They also have Facebook groups too. They're all in the links in the description box. They have their Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Lisa has her Etsy shop where you can use the code MELODY to save 10%, right? That's what it was?
50%, yeah, off anything, $10 or more through the end of the month. So,
and you don't even have to have a Cricut for Lisa's projects.
That's true.
Now, Keyonna tries to use her Cricut with everything. I love that little guy.
Yeah, I don't like to measure and stuff. So that's why I use the Cricut.
I remember when the purple one came out, my husband was like, could Melody have told y'all that it was any other color than purple? Because I have all the purple things, but I don't use them. They're still in boxes because I have this love affair with purple. So he had to get me the Maker, the Air 2, and the Easy Press in purple. And he's like, are they ever going to come out? And I was like, when you build me my forever craft room, then maybe it'll go in a glass case somewhere. Oh, Heidi, you are so sweet. Yes, I appreciate you too. You are amazing.
Well, we'll let you, if there's any last minute questions, I just want to thank the both of you. It was so fun to have you here to learn about Lisa and to learn more about Keyonna, and to see the things that you make is incredible. And I love to hear the stories that you guys have of how you started. And I love that we had the two of you on together, because Lisa's been doing it so long and Keyonna's been doing it so little time. And I also want to mention that if anybody else is interested in being in a spotlight video with me, it's only one of the perks that you have for supporting my channel on Patreon for $15 or more. And I've also started a new virtual crop, which starts on this Tuesday night. So hopefully that will be fun. We have over 100 people registered for it. So we will see what happens on the first crop. But it will be every fourth Tuesday of the month. Are you guys seeing any more questions? Brenda missed the beginning. You'll have to rewatch the video once it's over. It will still be here on YouTube forever. Share this with your friends. It's always nice to learn about new people.
It was nice to meet you, Keyonna. I'm so excited
It was nice to meet you too. I was glad to find out about you. I've subscribed to your channel, and I might have to get into making some albums. I've been trying to do the same 4 scrapbooks for the last 3 years, and you know.
Yeah, and just because we call ourselves, crafters or paper crafters, we can see how different we are and learn from each other. I think that is so much fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure everybody thumbs up the video if they want to see more of this. And let me know if you want to sign up for a spotlight video. And make sure you guys check out their links and subscribe to their channels. Check out their Facebook groups. Check out her store, which is amazing that she actually sends you everything you need. You don't have to have paper and cards or the chipboard and things. She'll send you the exact ones for these projects.
That's pretty awesome.
Thanks
All
for
right.
hosting us, Melody.
All right, thank you.
I really
And
enjoyed it. Yeah.
we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.